What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 4 of the Honda Civic ej1 k20 swap. And today on this video, I want to particularly go over running a stock ECU. So I get a lot of people in the comments and asking me on Instagram and stuff is, can you just run a stock ECU? It is possible, but you do need 3 simple things that have to be from the same exact car. That is because the immobilizer and the key and the ECU are all programmed together. So the little immobilizer chip inside of here goes inside of this, and then this is usually in the ignition, and this sends out the signal, which is this red and blue wire. The rest of the wires are pretty much, let's see, we got this red and white wire and yellow black wire. I usually combine those two and just put that on a switched power, which I'll probably show in the next video when we show you everything that you need to do to get the car running, or at least get a K-swap running. So those are our 2 powers. This brown and yellow one will be a ground. This red and blue one will be the actual signal that goes into the computer, which we have to tap in. So I got a pin already ready to tap in into the hybrid harness. The hybrid harness does not come with an immobilizer wire because they're pretty much just wired up for like Honda. They don't really go through all these extra stuff to actually run a stock ECU. So this ECU and everything is all from an 02 to 04 Acura RSX Type S. If you are upgrading like your car from an EP3 or a base model RSX, you can do the same thing. You don't need to wire anything. You just need to make sure you have the matching key, the immobilizer, and the ECU itself. Yeah, if you're doing a swap car, you want to make sure you at least get the plug, because you will need the plug for the pinout and everything. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and open this. This is a, since we're doing the 92 to 95 Civic EG, this is what this is right here for hybrid racing. So I'm pretty much gonna get this just pinned in and ready to go. So when the customer gets the car going, he doesn't have to spend extra money on Honda at the moment. He can just run pretty much this ECU, and then later, once you get some money, at least you'll be running and don't have to worry about it. So I believe, let's see, we got pin 28. That's what, so this is 31, 30, 29, 28, or wait, 31, 30, 29, 28. It's either 27 or 28, but I'll make sure right now just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure it's this pin right here that we have to unpin. So what you will have to do is take out these little clips right here. I usually use this right here, and we got to pop that open, and that's the way we'll be able to push the pin in. So I'm gonna go ahead and just look at the diagram real quick. I sometimes forget sometimes. We'll come back. I'll open that up to show you how the clip is supposed to pop out just slightly a little bit to slide the pin in, and if you're ever depinning, you have to do the same thing anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out real quick, and then we'll come back. All right, so I went ahead, and as you can see a little bit how the clip is propped up a little bit, and I inserted the pin, so it is actually number 27. So it'll be 5 over from this over here next to the one that's pretty much a dead pin. And that's pretty much, like I said, just gonna connect to this red and blue wire. So this will send our signal, and what I like to do is just get a zip tie on here and keep this. You have to keep it like this. If this isn't like this inside the, like if it's inside an ignition, this will not start the car. So if it's popped out like this or just around it, this is not going to start your car. It does literally have to be inside of the key ring. Like I said, if it was in ignition, this is how it would be inside of an ignition inside of the car. So I make sure it's wrapped like this, And then that's pretty much it. These other 3 wires, one goes to the DLC, one goes to the I believe the basically like the alarm light, and the other one is the key flashing on the gauge cluster. So I mean, you don't really have to worry about those. You can just tape these up. But your main wires will be your ground. So you just ground this to anywhere on the chassis. Your output signal for the key. And then, like I said, these two, you can literally combine them together and just put them on a switched power. So switch power, you got your signal and then your ground. The rest are regular. Kind of going over the harness. So if you haven't really done a charge, well, this is the conversion harness itself for EG. So it's pretty simple. It comes with both O2 sensors if you want to wire those up, especially if you're running a stock ECU, which we are. So I got both of those. And if you want to make sure you get the right one, just get the Type S one. Other than that, since it's a wideband, there are 2 different type of O2 sensors. 05, 06 is different, so do not get that one even though it's cheaper. Pretty much, so this side right here is just going to plug into your engine harness. This is going to go into the wait a minute, let's see. Yeah, this is going to go to the driver's side and plug all that in. And then this is your fan and your temperature that goes to the engine bay, and then one goes to the fan temp switch, which you have to wire in. And then this is the E-plug, which goes into the ECU. Just to make sure that you guys don't get confused, because some people have, E-plug is by itself. So never put the E-plug next to the one that has another plug next to it. These are plug A and B, but I'll show you guys. E-plug does plug in to plug A. So this is a possibility. I have diagnosed cars where people have had this problem. The best way to say it is just keep the engine harness next to each other, plug A and plug B, and then if you're going to plug this in last, or you can plug this in first, and A and B. But just want to say that just to let people know who haven't done a K-swap before. It can get confusing, especially if you're not really into wiring like I was in the beginning. I didn't really know wiring too much either, but I did learn over time. This is going to be your battery light. The battery light goes to the engine harness, so that'll be on plug B. And plug B is going to be the same color. It's going to be a white blue wire, which they have come with taps. And you just T-tap that on. You don't cut it. Just T-taps onto itself. You will be able to run your DLC. This is your DLC for check engine light, since 92 through 95 usually come with jumpers. And you read usually with the flash, but since you're updated with all OBD2B stuff from the RSX, you can actually use this and use a scanner. And that's pretty much the basics of wiring a stock ECU on the conversion harness. Like I said, it's literally just one wire you have to run. If you're using the K-tuned immobilizer kit, it's the same thing. They got one more wire though, and that's pretty much to disable. It's not a check engine light, but it may come out as a pending code. I believe it's P0500 or something, and that's communications. So don't have to worry about that. It won't affect your performance or anything with the actual car. It's just like when I do the bars, you can't really have any pending codes at all, so I use that instead of this to get the car started up. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment. You can hit me up on email, honda.mike1988@gmail.com, or Instagram, rarewooded_. And yeah, that's pretty much the basis on how to run a stock ECU. Next video, we'll pretty much go over everything on every single part you need to get the car running and driving as cheap as possible. And then you can always upgrade later, but it's always better to have a running car than it is to have parts that are just sitting. So other than that, if you haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think. I see you guys on the next video.